Okay, what we have is the Korg X5D. There's my presets, multi-timbral patches and things like that. There's the Korg X5D logo. So that's what I'm using for my multi-timbral setup. That's what would have been used back in the 90s. And then we move over to the Amiga 1200 and the Midi interface. So there are regular A1200 with 8 MB fast RAM and recapped. So here we go. This is the MIDI interface itself, the MIDI Master A500. Don't let that fool you, by the way. It'll work with the 1200 and probably any other Amiga for that matter. There we go. There's the interface, and it goes into the, I think it's the serial port. Lovely. Now let's move on to the actual program Music X, and I'll show you what I've been up to. Okay, so let's fire up Music X. I think it was a free copy with issue 58 Amiga format, and yeah, that's where I got this from, so it's perfectly legal. Right, so what we do is we load up a performance. This is what I did yesterday, and again we're going back to the 90s where everything was romplers and samplers and things like that. Let's see, sorry about this. Let's see, Music X, and we go to Performances, and there's TechEd 2. Oh, sorry about that, hang on. This is the layout of the song. I'll show you a little bit how it works. So that's the song so far, but I think there's some timing issues around here. There's also some bad data in there as well. But basically what you do, I'll just show you, let's exit that. Before your song, if I just turn that off, you basically set up a series of sequences like so. This is what I start off with first, with some chords first. And you can repeat that as many times as you want during the sequence phase. And then you've got, you know, bass. Orchestral hit, cyber hit. You didn't quite hear that just then. But anyway, they're all sort of sequences, and then you arrange them into a song. So it's before Cubase, where everything was very linear. I'm actually quite fond of this type of sequencer, actually, because it forces you to think in different ways as a writer. I'm not sure why the other ones aren't playing. And then what you do to keep it simple is that you then arrange it into songs like that, where there's one section of music, and then you can, you know, bring in new instruments and stuff like new sequences and stuff like that until eventually you get it into a song. So there is actually a full tutorial for Amiga format, 58, issue 58 video, and I'll leave that in the link as well in case you want to have a look at a proper tutorial on how to use this. So yes, this is yeah, Tech Head 2 as I call it. It's kind of a sequel to the song that was actually on the video. I was so inspired by it. Oh dear, how cheesy is that? But then this whole thing is cheesy, which I love. So, but yeah, no, I love these old sequences. They've got such a way. Yeah, here we go. We've got you got all the stuff like attack, release, and then just notes only or something if you just wanted to look at the notes on their own. So you've got lots of options. Oh, there we go. There we are. You could stretch your notes, reposition them. It's not quite as flexible as Cubase, but it definitely is a good program considering the era. One other thing before I go, you can also have internal sounds as well. That's it, INT means internal, then external as well. So you can have like samples running at the same time with your MIDI. And back in the day with Sequencer 1 on the Atari ST, 1 Plus, I think, we used to think that was totally awesome. But so here it is again with Music X. You can have internal stuff as well. You could probably have like the synthesizer stuff from Octamed as well if you turn them into samples, and so you can have some chip tunes running alongside your MIDI music as well. There are other areas too which I haven't quite figured out. This is set filter. That's where you can adjust your MIDI filtering section. That's you could do that from your keyboard. You don't really need that. And then this one here, the Liberian, you could dump patches there, but I can't seem to get it working. I'm not sure how you work that, to be honest with you. And then of course you've got the Amiga samples where you load them up here. You load your sample up, and then, and as I said, you can have them running alongside. So there you go, guys. Yeah, Music X. Thanks for watching.